Alright, good morning guys. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to start this video outside and like go for a walk or something, but unfortunately around this time of year it's still very dark outside. Oh, hello. So yeah, it's still completely dark outside. I don't know, maybe right before the market open we can go outside or something. We'll see if we have time. So anyway, yeah, so this trading week so far, I haven't even taken a loss, but I've only taken 2 trades because I just really haven't found many setups this week. The past 2 days were back-to-back no trade days. So we're green this week, but the trades were nothing crazy. They were like 2R, then 1.6R, so kind of a boring week, but we're still showing up today. Today's Friday the 25th, and we're gonna see if we can find any setups today. So let's open up the charts and let's get prepared. Alright, the markets are open here. I've got my eyes on RTY because it opened up near the prior day high, which I like to see. Now if it retested in the first couple minutes, I'm really not interested. Let's see what kind of news we got today. Got some numbers at 9 a.m., but nothing crazy, so let's see what we get today. Alright, the YM is also, it's pulling back to the prior day high as well as VWAP. And when a VWAP lines up with key levels, that can be pretty powerful. I'd like to see us pull back a few more points to this level. And then VWAP is at 85, so right about here. I'd be interested in longing there. I just hope it gets all the way down there,
Order filled.
I'm gonna try a long here. We've gotten some very nice wicks off this level, so it's definitely worth a long. Switch to the 5-minute, looks nice. It's tempting to just cut this trade if it comes back to break even because we have news. The ES and NQ are just trending straight up. I really hope the Dow can get back up to the highs. Yeah, let's just go break even. I mean, we got news coming out still.
Stop filled.
Alright, now I'll just wait for the news to come out. Jeez, NQ is just straight up. Is news gonna do anything? Dang it. Of course the news did nothing, so now I wish I stayed in that trade, but you just never know, man. Yeah, now this is probably gonna go straight up and break the highs. Alright, it's about 9:15 now, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it does hurt to see the YM go up to your target. The question is, did I make the right decision closing that trade before the news? Because, I mean, I would say yes, because I hate holding through news. I was hoping that the news would bring us back down here to get a re-entry, but it is what it is. It didn't happen, but our thesis still played out perfectly. So I guess right now I could show you guys the other trades I took this week. This was a short. I took a short on NQ on Monday here. It was a nice break and retest of prior day high in the opening range and the opening print. So a lot of confluences here. I went short, almost got stopped out, but then it didn't work out in my favor. So I got 2R out of that. And then this trade was just a really nice break and retest of a key level. I believe this was prior day high. Just a second before this candle closed, I got in, stopped below it. I held up to this level here, so not quite 2R, but still a really nice setup. And then yeah, we almost had that win on YM today. That would have been a fantastic end to the week. Alright, that was the only trade I took today. So the YM came back to that level and I put in this nice bar. I thought about going long there, but I did not do it because of how quickly it shot down to the level. Thankfully, I didn't take that trade because I would have got stopped out. And YM and R2Y were just a little choppier than ES and NQ. So we've got about an hour now before I leave for work. So I'm having some breakfast and then I'll make my lunch soon and we'll get ready to go to work and I'll record some clips there. So, all right, I just got to work. I still have a few minutes before I need to go clock in. So I feel pretty good about this week as far as trading goes. I mean, as far as building good habits goes, I think I did well this week. I managed to stay patient on choppy days like Wednesday and Thursday. And then when I did see my setup, I just took it with no hesitation. And something that's been helping me, I think I explained this in the last video, when it comes to entries, if I really wait for like a 2-minute bar close and a break above that bar, that really helps me gain more confidence in my entries. It helps me avoid some losses this week as well. Now, something I've been considering is, should I ever go down to the 1 minute to find sort of that same entry criteria in hopes of getting a more accurate, more precise, early entry? I don't know. I think the 1 minute has a bit too much noise. So I don't know. I might talk to my mentor about that next time I do a one-on-one lesson, because sometimes that 2-minute bar will close with like a really big wick and it will close too far away from my level. And then I feel like I have to make my stop loss bigger. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, I'm still happy with my patience this week. But anyways, I've got to walk over there and go clock in, so. Alright, so it looks like we've got a pretty relaxed day today. The route is not big at all. My manager said the routes were somewhat reduced, so only 146 stops and 200 packages total, and I normally have like 280 packages, so yeah, I won't have to rush like crazy today. I'll have plenty of time to record, and we've got a pretty nice day out. Might even have to put on some sunglasses. Alright, we're all loaded up. On our way to our first stop. It's quite the drive. When I leave the station, I've got like a 30-minute drive. But then once I get out there, all the stops they're within like 2 minutes of each other. So you might think this job is mostly driving. I'd say the majority of the job is like walking up and down driveways, sorting through a bunch of packages. It's usually very fast paced, but today we don't have quite as much. So, I took my sweatshirt off already because at this station I get so warm loading up my van. I'll probably end up having to put it back on later. And yeah, these are just times I have to appreciate, man, because it's not easy going through what I'm going through right now, keeping up with this grind of working full time and putting a lot of effort into trading. Sometimes I get kind of down on myself and just kind of down in general, but I just try to remain grateful for what I do have. And I just try to remember that there's probably some people out there that would literally give their arm to be in the position I'm in today. So even when things aren't always going my way, I try to remember to be grateful. And this blinker is going like crazy for some reason. And yeah, hopefully someday I'll be able to go full time into trading, and in my later 20s, I think I'll look back and watch these videos and just be grateful that I kept going. Alright, let's do some deliveries. Alright, it's currently like 6 p.m. I'm just taking my break and I was just looking at the charts, and it's a good thing I did not continue to hold longs in the YM. Everything dropped like so much in the afternoon. Look at that, it went even lower. I was looking at the QQQ as well. And yeah, in the morning it was looking like a nice trend up day, and then it gave back all of it in the afternoon. Let me zoom out. Yeah, there you go. Volatile times, that's for sure. So I've got about 35 stops left. I'm gonna knock out the rest of my routes and then just head back to the station. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, I just dropped off all my stuff at the station. Now it's time to park our van and get out of here, man. Alright, I just clocked out. I'm gonna start heading home now. Now normally I think I'll just end the video right here, but I did get off work a little bit early because the routes were kind of shortened today. So when I get home, I think I'm gonna do a little screen recording and show you guys the live trade so you can see the actual execution. And then I'll probably show you my trade Zella for a couple minutes. Alright, here is the first recording. So this is Monday, I believe, yeah. So yeah, for the first hour, the market basically trended straight up, and then it gave it all back. So here we got below this resistance, plus the opening print, and started to retest it and reject it. And I placed a limit order just below the previous candle low, and it just got hit. So I was, yeah. So now I'm in the trade. And I just set my 2 to 1, and I let this play out, and you'll notice this comes very close to my stop. Yeah, I think right there was about, it had to be like a point away. This trade took patience. Like it was constantly moving back up and then moving down. I'm like, all right, is this gonna go or not? Then finally it starts to move down here. It makes a new low of day. Yeah, here we're making a new low of day, and I'm about to get filled here. All right, got filled there for a nice 2 to 1, and I think it ended up going to a 3 to 1. I could have targeted those overnight lows, but so that was the first trade of the week. And then let's find the second one here. I started lining up my tool here on the NQ. The NQ pushed above my level and pulled back to it, and now I started to sort of line it up and predefine my risk like I always do. But I'm not looking to enter on this type of candle. I want to see a candle open here, dip below the level, and then close with a nice bottom wick, which fortunately I got that on this candle. Still a minute left on the candle. Skip ahead a little more, and right there, right before I closed, like a second before I got in, and I timed it perfectly because this started going my favor like right away. So I'm going to fast forward here. This trade took a little bit of patience, but it got going pretty quickly. And the reason why I'm not aiming for a 2-to-1 on this is because I had a level right around this level here. And there we go, I got filled on that one for 1.5, 1.6 R. And sure enough, I'm pretty sure this did end up going higher. Yes, it did. And then, yeah, you guys already saw the break-even trade from this morning. So here's my trade Zella. Didn't find very many trades this week, but I'm glad I didn't force trades on these choppy days. I'm going to open up TradingView here because there was a potential setup on the YM that I ended up skipping because it was outside of the normal time that I trade. So yeah, on Thursday, I was watching the prior day low here, and the YM was very choppy for the first like 2 hours or so, and then markets started to sell off. We got below the prior day low. Did a break and retest. I thought about entering here on the break below the previous bar low, so this trade would have been like this. I could have easily got at least 2R out of that, but it happened at about 11 a.m. I usually trade just the first 2 hours, but if the price action is still decent, there's no reason that I shouldn't take that trade because my setup will form at any time. So certainly could have taken that break and retest, and then today the trade that I did take was a nice break and retest to the upside. So yeah, levels don't have to be complicated. This was prior day high, held that very nicely today. I just didn't make anything on it because of the news, which is slightly frustrating, but prior day high, break and retest, and then a prior day low, break and retest. So yeah, that was a quick recap of my week. I really do believe I'm getting better. I think I'm starting to get more confidence in my entries. I did not hesitate to take these trades at all this week. And yeah, I'm just excited to keep on trading. I just want it to be next week now so I can just take more trades and try to make more progress. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here so I can just start working on the editing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are still enjoying the vlogs. I'm very grateful for the support I've been getting lately on this channel. It sometimes blows my mind when I look at the amount of views I'm getting, and I really am grateful for that. So anyway, just like I always say, thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.